Letter 99, Matchmaker Feedback. My feedback on reconnecting with God. I am really pleased with this union. I feel that anything is possible with God, if only I make choices about what I prefer to happen, then leave the details up to God. It never dawned on me that God could be so very expressive without using any words. I just have to keep letting go so He can break through. If I drop all the barriers, God can speak through me as well as speak to my heart. Just keep letting go. That's all I have to remember. Let go. All the time, as He would say. I noticed myself putting up barriers. Let go. And then I do it again. The experience is too real. I put up a new barrier, let go, over and over again. The process repeats itself. When will I stop putting up those barriers? I don't know. So for the duration, I just keep letting go, over and over. This is how I maintain connection with God. God is real and alive, pulsating with life, love, and goodness. I can't compare this experience to anything else. This is so extra to the 9th degree. This is all my best moments rolled into one, then repeated. I mean, every day is a whole new set of experiences, unlike the day before. It seems like an eternity since yesterday. I've lost track of time or day or season. I am with God every day. I hear Him in the words I utter. He speaks to me and through me. It's like my own words. Just like that. Sometimes I feel God asking a question about what I want. What are my preferences? I don't answer because it's too mind-blowing that I could actually get what I want out of life. But I feel a prodding energy asking again, what do you want? What is your heart's desire? Eventually, I answer and then watch as my life shifts toward that preference. It seems there's no end to God's abilities and powers. I mean, He acts like your dearest friend, but on the other hand, He truly is supreme ruler and infinite creator of the universe. And when I tell a friend about Him, I'm without words, because it's such a full-bodied experience of love and enlightenment, learning through a kind of energetic wave of intelligence and love. It's always positive, even when I go through a healing session. Sure, there's some ugly cries going on and a full box of tissue by my side, but after the rain comes the sunshine. Once I am cleansed of some old shadows, it feels so revitalizing. I feel a little like a prancing puppy, fresh and new, a burden lifted, light of heart, made new. Something has definitely shifted. I wouldn't trade this feeling for anything. It's important to me to do my light snacks and love bundles to stay connected. I let nothing get in the way unless it's a distraction of soul connecting. That is also a form of being with God. If only I keep remembering that other people are God's creations. This helps me to see them as brothers and sisters in spirit. If I imagine others in this light, then I begin to see what God sees in them. My perspective shifts. Feelings shift. If I just let go and allow God to move in my life, then everything shifts to a higher purpose. There is a cohesive intention and purpose to everything. If only we allow God to show us who He is, or she, if you choose option 2 on the gender customizer. There is no compromise of losing anything in your life. I mean, maybe half an hour upon sunrise and again upon retiring, but that's nothing compared to all the random scrolling and streaming that goes on. It's worth making the time. I wouldn't trade these experiences for anything. It feels like I was living in a black and white photo, and God kicked it up a notch with God's spectrum vision and surround sound for my soul. Something definitive is happening in my heart, mind, and life. Ever since I opted for daily connection, I've been completely transformed. Honestly, I feel like a 2.0 model of myself, like I've been upgraded, somehow. I'm the new and improved version of myself, having a wide spectrum experience. I feel so lucky. Every day I feel like the luckiest person alive. To be personally interacting with the creator of the universe, not just the creator, but also the supreme ruler. He makes it clear that he has control of everything when it's necessary, but also our free will is sacred. He might get hands-on when it comes to an ambulance's maneuvers to save a life, but generally speaking, he goes out of his way to ensure my free will is never disregarded. The tiniest detail is left up to me if I want it. If I can't decide, then God seems to choose the best option for me. Somehow God knows me better than I know myself. In any case, it's super hard to put into words. Unless you've been through it yourself, it's tough to describe with words. Try it for yourself, is all I can say. Blend yourself with God by letting go. Of what? Everything that is not of God. Usually fear is the most common obstruction. You definitely have to let go of fear all the time. Anyway, I wouldn't trade it for the world. And that's another thing. I feel strangely connected to the world. Other people don't feel like strangers anymore. I look at them as other creations of God. Like that's something we have in common. We all have the same creator, guide, and guardian. It's just that some folks are not connecting. It's our God-given right to connect with God and his first responders. But some people just choose to stay asleep, alone, in the dark. Listen to me. Now I'm punctuating words the way God does. God clearly has his own literary rules about punctuation and impacting minds. God has his own way of doing most things. If I remember to let go through every activity, then I can feel like God is showing me a better way. Even if it's just about how I make coffee. Everything gets upgraded to a 2.0 experience when I stay connected. It happens with everything. I guess I've brought God in as a co-pilot of my life. I didn't specifically ask that, but I did activate God in my heart, mind, and life. So I guess that's the co-pilot option. Then as I let go, God shares the steering wheel and navigation, always deferring to my preference but getting me to the intended targets. Better off for having him with me. Life is less scary. Logistics and planning seem to work out in my favor. It happens a lot. Like, all the time. Not kidding. Oh, great. Now I'm talking like God. I've been reading too many of these letters. Now he's stuck in my head. I can't see anything in life that doesn't remind me of him. I mean, he is quite amazing. Oh my God. I feel like I'm in love with God. Is that a thing? Oh, right. People praise and rejoice about God in churches. I suddenly have the notion to understand why. Oh, I get it. Those people are connected, and they go into groups to celebrate that connection. Then they all get glowing lights because of the camaraderie of that setting. Well, depending on whether or not the church is alive with connection. I guess that depends on what the preacher or minister brings in, how much light they bring in, how much they teach their flock about how to connect with God. Those ministers, oh, I get it. They minister God's word. So they have a lot of responsibility. Do they see themselves as teachers, as guides? Why am I on this track of thought? How did I get here? I don't care about church. Oh, wait. Maybe God is giving me one of those ideas. Maybe this is a suggestion I should look into. Oh, thank you. I'll explore that. Oh, right. I do remember seeing that church down the street. Thanks for reminding me. So, back to my letter about God. Oh, I was just with him and I interrupted thinking about him to being with him. It seems this is how my days go now. I'm never bored. I feel like I have a playmate, jokes, friend, how's your day, and guide, let's heal this over here. with me all day and night. It truly is like nothing else. If someone ever told me about this, I would say, impossible. How can all this goodness be true? I feel like I've stepped into another dimension. I ask questions and the answers pop into my mind. This is not like my pre-existing version of reality. Being connected to God is like a whole other level of reality. It's more alive, radiating love and pulsating with opportunity. How did I ever live without this? I don't have any special skills, and yet somehow God finds creative ways to get through to me. All I did was make the decision to accept God into my heart and life. Then I asked God to help me stay connected. Then I let go of everything that blocked the way. Okay, so very little actually. Then my daily habits started shifting. Prayers popped in my head, fully formed. I wrote them down and say them every day. So basically, God told me what to pray for, so I could get results that I didn't even know were possible. I guess it's all customized to the person, and once I activated God, the rest happened naturally. In any case, I highly recommend God as a co-pilot, friend, and guide. Swipe right on this one, or just start your own Dear God letter to connect. I wouldn't trade this for anything. Definite yes on this connection. Letter sent from God's Matchmaker. Excerpted from the book God 2.0, Updated Owner's Manual for Humans.